he does?
With eyeballing you, like in order to find out what you're about.
Because maybe I have a huge camera contraption.
Yeah.
I have to hide it.
Once you get that secret camera going,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then I would.
Then people will ignore you.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Then it'll be just like the old days
Like freedom.
when they would, yeah.
That's what I
They'd
need.
avoid
Freedom. Just don't target me. Just leave me alone so I can do what I really need to do.
This is
Is that what everyone's saying?
I don't know about that.
You know what that's about?
It's a clock.
Really?
It's 11:09, right?
Yeah. Oh. I'm glad it was almost 11:30.
They're still doing the midnight eviction.
Yes, of course.
Wonderful.
And they're looking for excuses to make arrests during the
During
eviction.
the midnight eviction.
Of course.
Yeah.
If there is even crowd, then they really wanna.
Corporatists know the
Yeah.
idea of constant pressure.
Yeah.
They understand.
More crowd means more pressure.
They understand the need for constant pressure.
They know how to social control. Let's go. They know social control concept. And your march, your protest, is also based on same concept, social pressure. They know how to do social pressure, social control. And Occupy or general protest also try to use same concept.
Yeah, because we grew up in America and we've
Counter.
always heard you have to fight fire with fire.
Yeah,
You know.
counter this social pressure, like whatever you can do.
We've learned from our representatives in government and the Pentagon that the best way to eliminate the enemy is through overwhelming force. So
Yes.
we've taken, the lessons that they've taught us, and we're applying it to them.
So what was the Occupy ideal to overcoming or overpowering the problems, the things?
Well, the reason that they wanted to have a community like at Liberty was because there they would be able to share the information that Hillary Clinton wants to suppress.
Like information hub.
On explaining to them that you're not alone, that the misery that you've been experiencing, the suffering that you've gone through isn't something isolated. It's not you alone.
Yeah, social strength, huh?
Right. It's something that's been
And then
going
from
on.
there,
And then from there, people would realize, hey, I'm not alone, and it's okay to question the
yeah,
system.
more people come here. We are not alone.
That's right. And then more people would come, more solidarity, and then as the crowd would swell, then the 0.01% would realize, oh my God, we're outnumbered. Maybe it's time to use nuclear bombs on them.
So you're talking about outnumber.
You have to, because we don't have the weapons that they have. They
Okay.
can obliterate us whenever
Okay.
they want. So
Yeah.
our strength comes in numbers.
So what is Occupy counter thinking about that?
That
What was the Occupy
that is
counter?
strength in numbers. That we need to build our numbers to
Numbers.
show that we're all in this together. And that's
Like-
why it's important
like-
to find issues
like-
that can resonate
Like
with everyone.
social force, social pressure. The thing they're already doing. So counter social pressure with people's pressure. So
Yeah, because you can't reason with
same
these people.
tools,
You can't ask them.
same strategy. Their counter strategy.
You can't. Yeah, you can't. Like they say also, you can't bring a stick to a gunfight. You have to be able to match them. In fact, you have to be able to overwhelm them.
But did you see that in the Occupy?
It was building towards that, and that's why the corporatists felt necessary to brutally evict everyone when they did.
Okay.
Because these people are getting too unified. They're starting to.
So if the eviction is our loss failure, then actually we got that failure because we try to play with their the enemy's weapon, enemy's strength. You know, the enemy has the most strength in this violence thing, and we play in the same field.
Well, we didn't try to bring any violence to them. All we tried to do was
Social
bring a community.
pressure.
We tried to bring community. We tried to bring the idea of sharing, that we're all in this together.
Okay,
and that
okay.
right there alone
Listen.
is a powerful weapon.
Listen, if you really march like the march you want, what's the ideal? Like 1 million marching in the Manhattan, or even occupying, not one day, like every day, 1
It has
million.
to be something that's ingrained into people's consciousness. You know?
Okay.
The injustice that is around them,
Okay.
and that it constantly needs to be battled. You
Okay.
can't look away.
Okay,
You can't
so
ignore it and
ideally,
say that's not my problem.
so ideally, let's say that Occupy had 1 million people in Manhattan, like used to have in some time, you know, anti-war protests like years ago. Let's say 1 million people here, and not only one day, they insist staying here, like occupy. They occupy Manhattan. So, and general strike, because 1 million stop traffic, and what else?
They
Maybe
interfere with commerce.
maybe mostly
They don't allow the corporatists to deliver their
they
propaganda.
can block the entrance of like big stores like this, block the commerce.
banks, you
stop.
know, who are right now.
Yeah,
the
they
main
can stop,
criminals.
just block the entrance of the banks, all of the you know, area. And what else? General strike, because most of them Manhattan or New York City people, no work because they occupy every day.
Right.
So-
Like the corporatists that depend on the working poor to
Right.
make their lives easier. You know, they
course.
would join the movement. They'd say, yeah, you live on the 50th floor of the penthouse, but you're going to have to walk up there now because we've shut down the elevator.
We can even block your entrance.
You're going to have to walk up there now. You know,
But if we block you, the poor people,
you could do that too.
then you can't even go up to your, you know,
You
your
could do
whatever.
that too. And
Then you have to
drivers-
sleep,
the drivers
stay
that
outside.
would normally be driving you around, they say, no, now you're going to have to drive yourself.
We
If
even
you can
stop.
get past the crowd.
Yeah, you can't even drive because traffic is messed up. We stop everything. So, and what else?
It's like
And
that.
then the one person says, so what? I have some stuff. Go on.
I've got I've got a warehouse full of stuff upstairs.
Yeah, I'm the rich. I have my island. I don't give a shit. I woke up
That'll
to
work for a while.
I woke up to my plane, and then I fly to my island, and fuck you.
Let them go. Let Bloomberg go live on his island. We don't, as long as he's not on our island.
And then
And then we have the community we want, one that is free of their oppression, one that is free free of the corporatist mindset. You know, Bloomberg and his 1%, the Queen of England, and all of them, they want to go isolate themselves on an island. That's perfect. That's great. It'll be like their own golden prison.
okay. But as you said, people are gonna block the banks branches.
I'm just saying that there's strength in numbers, and that wherever they are, we could overwhelm them.
Like
Wherever it is.
what do you call occupy the banks?
Occupy the banks or wherever the corporatists are.
Yes.
I would say occupy the corporatists.
Yes.
That way,
I see.
That way, it gives us more leeway as to where we can be.
But every occupation in the banks or in the corporatists is a challenge. Is kind of involves some kind of force, physical, you know, push, like pushing, holding, you know,
No, it just involves standing your ground.
tug war with the police, you know. What do you call it, tug war?
It just means that you stand your ground.
Okay, stand, but can you go into detail how you stand the ground, like minute by minute? Police is coming, telling you, if you don't leave this business, we have to arrest you.
How many police are telling us that?
For example,
300?
no, maybe 30, and we have 1,000 people. No, okay, maybe 100 people, and they have only maybe 20 cops. What's gonna happen now?
That's why it's key to have overwhelming force.
No, we
don't
already have
tasers,
100.
We don't have the batons. We don't have the guns. We don't have.
We have 100 people blocking every business, and they have, let's say, 20 cops for every business. What's next step now? Police giving order, threatening. If you don't leave, we're gonna arrest you. What are we doing? We stay tight, right? And then they start pushing you back. I know that.
And then
I
since
know
there's
that.
100, we say no. What's happening here is we are arresting you.
Okay, now
You
we're
guys are the ones outside the law.
okay. So
Now
we start
make a
yelling.
citizen's arrest.
We start yelling and telling them, hey, we are arresting you. But arrest always,
Oh no, I'm independent.
so arrest involves physical violence. Just in case,
No,
I
if we
remind
make a
you.
citizen's arrest.
Yeah. How are you gonna
If you make
arrest
a
the guy with gun? He's gonna throw the gun.
Oh, so he's the one that's being violent first because we're declaring we are.
He's already violent. He carries. He goes
Well,
with
we're
the
not going to
gun.
ask him to, you know.
You have to
be-
steal his gun, I guess.
If he refuses to, you know, accept the fact that he's being arrested, then we have to do what we have to.
Outpower him. There you becoming clear now. You're using same means like them. That's why we lost it.
There has to be some accountability. If they're going to refuse to obey what the people want, then they leave us no choice but to make a citizen's arrest.
I see.
It's proved beyond a shadow of a doubt.
See it? There it is right there.
I think that's the reason why we lost, because we believe in the same strategy, in the same concepts. We don't bring any alternative, I think.
Well, if all you want to do is just be the change, that's not going to be enough.
That's not change, we're just taking over, becoming same. We're just changing,
We're eliminating the cancer.
right,
You
well,
can't ask the cancer to be nice and stop eating away.
So Occupy Wall Street is the Fed vote to Al Qaeda.
I think Occupy is becoming cancer if they just become the same
Occupy
system.
is the CIA's next trick after Al Qaeda.
Al Qaeda and Occupy.
First it was Iraqis, and then it was like,
See, there's all kinds of ideas out there.
then it was random terrorists.
You know Sage, right? Sage, do you know this guy, Tony?
He's been often featured on your show.
Tony, do you know Tony? Sage, do you know Tony?
We've seen each other.
No?
We've heard each other.
Do you know him? Okay, just asking. So first Al Qaeda and then Occupy.
No. First it was like, oh,